Middle ass watching love. I can see a different side of the white sky. I can't help but be a little surprised. He has his own love. Living under the name of the second-generation disciple of a sect, the loser feels that life is meaningful. I can't believe he's so commendable. Middle buttocks think belly, but there still seem to be people who despise. It's not like you've lost your mind. Middle buttocks glared. Kim Long laughed sarcastically, slamming the bastard. You're not allowed to disrespect the mountain. Now, White Heaven's voice was as loud and clear as a bell. It's like a warning. As a wake-up call to Kim Long. Although in your eyes this is very strange. But since I've been here, I've realized one thing. Not to join a good sect. To eat good food. If you wear beautiful clothes, you'll be happy. Maybe. White haven't noticed for a while. Soon my ass will listen. At least this place needs me. And we can set ourselves a goal. It's about turning this place into a cult. I'm not jealous of anywhere else. Kim Long's frequency. You seemed to feel the words of the white sky uttering. It's ridiculous and ridiculous. I can't laugh now. Paint is a place that gives us a purpose. And also this place. It's a child like me. With all my love. White Angel's serious face. Punch hands in front of chest. Show your own determination and affirmation. Kim Long pursed his lips with contempt. Love, SAO. Open your mouth and say strange things like that. Maybe you're not aware of reality yet. Then let me tell you. You are finished. Kim Long did not hold back. Extremely despise White Sky and Hua Sect. The price you pay for this stupid choice is you will live a life of shame all your life, under the name of a third-class nobody, and you'll be in this place forever. I want to see you become the leader of the South. It has nothing to do with me. White Sky, stiff voice, a little hesitant. I will only live my life. Maybe it'll just be a life of shit. Kim Long has no respect. It breaks the opponent's words. With a mean smile on her lips. No matter why, watching something like that happen. It's quite interesting. But you don't have to wait long. Because today I will tell you that the choice of paint instead of Namtone, it's a stupid and rubbish choice. A sect that's collapsed into a fool. That's a great combination. Kim Long sarcastically said, then immediately broken by Bok Thin's loud cry of indignation. You're not allowed to use that stinking mouth. I have 2 letters painted out. I'll tear your mouth out now. Kim Long smiled and laughed. Suddenly enveloped the mysterious Lam Kwong. Roll like the wind blowing away the clothes. The air from the crochet is so abundant that it can show clearly. It's like the waves raking in the sea. The most amazing white sky. Something like yours. Kim Long slowly uttered every word. You can do that. With air legs wrapped around the coil, he smirked complacently and said, after today, you and the mountain, there will be no more faces to go to gypsies. A drop of cold sweat on my cheeks. The white man gritted his teeth completely unpredictably. Look at the airflow like a swirling wave, launched from Kim Long. And then suddenly, he took his breath away. Kim Long turned around and said, and we'll make it happen. Wait, that's obviously a warning. But Kim Long laughed like a joke. Or maybe he thinks it's that simple. Soon not far away. In fact, the arrogant, confident man left. The quiet space returns. Only the steady footsteps of the arrogant. He became distant from the white sky, muscles on the body because of stress that's stiff. I'm sweating. On Tuan Tu's face of Bak Thin. He breathes out heavy breaths. It seems that what just came out, even in a few seconds, it's not long or short, but it's enough to give birth. Doubt yourself in your heart. Can I do it? No, you're gnashing your teeth inside you awake. Not allowed to oscillate. I am the white sky of Hua Sect. One day, I will become the head of the mountain and rediscover the aura of the past. I will be the one to make tomorrow bloom again. This place. I can do it. The white sky told itself. Just turned my heel. Then suddenly the boy's refreshing laughter echoed. That's commendable. Startled white sky looked up. I saw that the tree had come out of the shade. Sitting serenely on the branches of the tree, smiling at the most confused white sky. Don't choke. She can only utter a word, you. Why are you here? I can't feel any gas at all. While the white sky questioned, the middle butt jumps off the tree. Land on the opposite side. No one slowly stood up and laughed. Dong long white thing ba, dotted most times hard throat. You've heard it all. Now, God is a little difficult to ask. The middle of the mouth laughed. He looked exactly like an old man trying to laugh. The hero must be Dong Long. I have to say that the old man was very impressed. Master's heart for painting flowers. Very commendable. Please don't tell others. There will be people who think badly about this. White sky low voice urgently tells middle buttocks. Then pout your lips. That's not something to worry about. Minta. Will be very sad when you're told you're the most secretive person in the world. My ass is extremely confident. White sky frowned contradictively asked. The words that, it doesn't mean that you're the worst in the world. SAO middle butt agility turning thread. Okay, in short, he is the younger brother of Kim Long, right? White sky, silent. It seems that behind it is a story of the past. It's very complicated. Even though I am his brother. But the relationship between us, not very close. From the beginning, both parents are not the same person. And I've been since I was a kid. China Cotton suddenly broke sideways. The sad story of Bak Thin. Tell. Stop, you don't have to tell me all that stuff. Middle buttocks attitude permeable too. Listen to understand 10. His voice was a little indifferent. It's too obvious. Born a bastard or something. And then he was squeezed by the talented CA. They themselves are not treated kindly. I ended up leaving the house, right? White angel, momentary hard mouth, squinting at the middle of the butt. Don't summarize other people's lives. 3 short sentences. It's so compact. My life is not easy to describe. White is about to tell the story. About his humiliating fate. Suddenly, Chinese accent chen in. This one sentence. That's why there are so many people in the room. Good push. The white sky just padded for an hour. Middle ass clasped hands, straight back like a pen, with a 10-part appearance like a leader. When I went to the mountain, I said it was good. It doesn't matter how you start. And there's suffering. Once you set foot in the paint. The teacher is the disciple of the painting. And I'll prove it. The choice of paint instead of male cardboard. It's the right choice. Come on. The white man looked at his ass. White sky thought silently. This is clearly not a word. That boy should say ra. I don't know why I hear these words. I feel strangely at peace in my heart. When to prove it, Bak Thin wonders. Of course, when is the middle of the air? The teenager raised his head slightly, just reached out your finger to the sky. The new moon is the highest point in the night sky. The cold wind blows vi-vu with the foliage. The trees in space fall into silence for a moment. Only the teenager's voice, clear as a bell. Of course, it's today. The white sky also looked up at the new moon. It's time to punch the South Vietnamese. The middle buttocks smirked confidently on one side. Let's play a big game. The next morning, blue sky, white clouds in the valley of the Western Ravine. Institute Government. Hua Sun Martial Arts Sect today is quieter than usual. There's no more air. From broken sword practice sessions, the third and second generation were chosen. They were all lined up outside the gate. Head of Hua Sun School, in the middle of the two old men. In turn is martial arts masters We Sang and financial and economic owners We Dragon. Black martial arts outfit with tomorrow flower on the reverse right. Right in short. The disciples, who are all disfigured, stopped being serious. You guys look so nervous. You look after the old man. But it doesn't have to be that intense. The face is not like that. Winning doesn't matter. You just need to think. The party this time. It's a stepping stone for the future. Even if the result is like that, whatever it is, kids, they will always be proud disciples of Hua Sun Sect. Please remember that very carefully. Chinese cotton, listening to the empty words. These words did not increase the spirit of the disciples. Before the battle of martial arts, it doesn't make them more determined to carry the honor of the master. However, those words will cause the disciples to carry heavy burdens in their hearts, maybe more comfortable. The buttocks smiled at the elder. He clasped his hands behind his back tightly. He looked at the elder, smiling, a warm and gentle smile. I'll watch you. Let's go. The festival takes place in another ring, near Hua Sun Mountain, with a large open area, can hold 10,000 spectators and fighters. The table and chairs are arranged on opposite sides. A simple wooden platform, between some rattan chairs with a cool umbrella. 5 guests of Hua Sun. The vice elders of southern China and the monks advanced first, followed by the disciples of Hua Sun Sect. In this place, you can feel the atmosphere, the power of martial arts, and everyone seems to like very respectful of that. The team of 5 male Shan masters led by 4 horses promoted. Elders of the southern tribe. Martial arts owners of Hua Sun Sect is Brother Sang, old pioneer. The 2-legged masters quickly arrived at the reserved seats. Heroic atmosphere in the seriousness of the disciples of the southern sect and Hua Sun Sect. Very quickly, the AIs in their place. The arena is lined with flat tiles. Subtly, a wind blows across the mince dust. In the middle of a still atmosphere. In order, the second generation will sit on the third generation. Here's the basic principle, showing respect for the superiors of the sects. The 2 kin brothers. Brother Kim Long of the southern tribe, and his brother, Dong Long. It's known as White Sky. Across the street from the arena is Hua Sun. Division between sects, the elders with a wooden pedestal. Hua Sun faction in the north and south tribe must be in the south. The equivalent of martial arts disciples being seated. The steed sat in a chair with a dark face. A silence enveloped the arena, until a confused male voice called out. You can't. The elder looked over softly. Teacher Warden, Ong Am, are struggling at the gate. Martial arts door keeps saying, You can't. Please come back. If you insist on coming in, it is difficult to stop the guards alone. Looks like a bunch of commoners want to get in forever. It's time for the lady's shoulders to intersect, unable to open the door of martial arts. The warden was startled. Late and rely on costumes. The color doesn't belong to the ordinary class. Proud and steadfast spirit. These people are most likely traitors. The old man in a sweat stood up next to him. You look no less uneasy on the elder's face. That's what happened. I'm a hard worker. Turn your eyes to the enemy. Reluctant to call. Chief student. These people come to Hoa Sun. He said he wanted to see it with his own eyes. So I suddenly asked to enter the mountain. Yongam stream fart unconscious high voice newspaper. One of the elders asked me what I said. The costumes are extremely cute, and there's some very familiar looking faces. This must be very well-known people in the West Sao. It's not just famous people in the area, but there are also many Western trade unions. 10 more big companies. The elder of Hua Sect. Watching a group of loud characters pull into Sun Moan, I can't help but be surprised at the place. Why do they want to see the show? You're aware of a contradiction in your thinking. Quickly look south. Is the elder of the southern tribe. There was no specific expression at the time, like a wooden statue in the bustle of 8 monsters. Brother in the elders suddenly remembered the words of Warden Olgum. Not that they will get the chance. That LAN spread across the west, that Hoa Sun is no longer eligible to buy SAO. You are angry, you are angry. His gaze became more uneasy and unkind for the elder of the southern tribe. I don't know if I can let outsiders in. Without my permission, brother. He looked at him in a loud voice that surprised the guards. It's embarrassing to explain that. SAO, we can choose them to please, right? Face harsh words. Mr. Wang's management is even more complicated. It's not that, Chief. Suddenly, an old man's shadow came forward. You can't believe these words. It can come out of the mouth of the enemy. Looks like this hasn't been discussed before. Chief student. It's the Southern Patriarch. 4-horse hoist. You look after an elder who's completely bewildered. He said this wasn't discussed. Say that, it means that this is not caused by the South. The answer turns out, it's not Mr. Zhang's private horse. So I turned to the warden. After all, what is this? Please explain to me. People, Hoa Sun's deputy warden rubbed his neck awkwardly. I said I was going to stop it, but the one who invited them here, gently turning his eyes to the side. The master is me. Everyone is plotting. Low voice as the regular parts. Belongs to an experienced character. Yellow Henban Kim Warm. You look after the elders and keep them in place. By the enemy, no one else, in addition to a familiar face with Hoa Sect the last few months. Wild Angel. This is not SAO. Elder Hoa Sent high voice uttered. Long time no see. The owner of the delegation of N lowered the trade union, slightly virtual nod. We see the festival taking place without guests. You will lose interest. I took the risk of inviting some people to see it. That's not a bad thought. 4-horse riding and humbling auxiliary with wild subjects virtual armor. But even if it is SAO, the Hoa chapter this time, it was also the last time it was organized. It has become a festival of the West. It's not cool. He watched the elder silently and sighed softly. Seemed helpless with the current situation. The leader of the trade union. Silently put your eyes behind your back. Focus on the turn. 3rd-generation disciple of Hoa Sect. Specifically, it's the middle buttocks. The boy happened to make eye contact with him. Memory of a few days ago. Derailed back. Father, the mayor left you a letter. He sent a letter to you and said, Father, the captain left you a letter. What letter did you ask in surprise? Yes, there is a piece of paper. To attract influential people and famous come here. The situation will gradually change. He smiled softly. First, I did what you told me to do. He doesn't know the rest. Minor director. Blur the 6 branches of wood steadily under the ring. Are the rattan chairs. Arranged more. Estimate with the number of businessmen who decided to attend. Nearly 10 people or more. Stretched into straight horizontal rows. Seats are arranged according to the table. Their downfall. Get everything ready. Umbrella, teapot, cupcake, fruit, enjoy. It really looks like a theater ball. Then it looks like it's ready. Looking buttocks murmuring. Because this chapter takes place in Hua Sun Moon, so according to the rules, then the person next to them will step out to maintain the match. No one else was in charge. He stepped out to the center. You can see both sides, Tone Southern and Hoa Sun balanced. Stop turning around. The guard took a deep breath and raised his voice. Since this time, this year's festival. Every word of the warden. Bring the nervous silence of 2 special schools of monks participating. Kim Long White Sky. Chan Cotton and Yogan. Last middle ass. Permission to start. The first battle. In order of rank in the Chinese martial arts. The second generation will begin. A body in a black dress. Not fast, not slow. It's the White Sky. Behind him is the cry of encouragement and encouragement of the brothers. Brother, please take care. And the southern tribe. The shadow of Kim Long also appeared. You must win it. Don't lose, brother. Brother can do it. To the cheers of everyone. Hoa Sun Village. White Sky came wooden sword unconsciously tense, but frowned tighter. Brother, try. And it's these words of encouragement has given the White Sky more strength and will. Worry is born in the heart. Kim Long with the arrogant extravagant. Last night, as 2 different people. Bass Guy. The face looks at the sky without any emotion. A smiling old man said, it's worth looking forward to. Representatives of each faction fight 1-on-1A. Not the result of great. Learning martial arts this time is so obvious, Sao. Said another merchant. There is a famous man named Theo. That's right though. You can see, before the defeat of the martial arts this time, it's not an exaggeration. I heard that Kim Long is a genius. Will open the Hung Thin period for the South. It's a great offense. That's right. This is the face of a teenage hero. But if you look at the code, he is not the opposite of the mountain. Also very excellent Sao. I can see that the 2 of you look the same. Black and white is like a painting. The old man next to me laughed. Yes, it makes you look forward to it. But whether the disciples of Hoa Sun, can you win Kim Long? 2 celebrities, they all walked to the school's nose merchant. Chubby red grandma next door. In the ring. Kim Long did not hesitate to laugh. I can't believe you didn't run away. You dare to show your face. White Sky frowned. Slowly brandishing the sword at each Kim Long was not inferior to the. No reason. We've got to run away from that little guy. Kim Long frequency, smiling and greeting the FLIs with a flat tongue. Your son's name is a terrible mouth. Elders meddle with heavy fish face. Watch two people. A blue light coming out. As thin as a thread wrapped around the white sky's legs. You bend over. The other hand holds a sword on the floor. It's like a fanged tiger preparing to hunt. I am the second-generation disciple of Hoa-san. He is also the one who will become the leader. Lead the paint later. I am White Sky. This one word is like a complete negation. The name Long Kier Prodigy. White angel hand as fast as cutting. Just swung out the bright image and rushed to slash. But Kim Long frequency is easy to avoid. He leaned over. The sword of white heaven. It's like a phantom. Blue light shines. Gentle movement. Kim Long couldn't help but look surprised. Tig Duong sword outfit. Kim Long is probably, I've never heard of this white shark. So the expression is just as amazing. Tiger illusion dance. Immediately, a battle with the wind exploded. Looking for photos like the wind sweeping. The wind filled the arena. The famous businessmen, not out of a surprise on the spot, but admire. Tiger uniform Yang sword of master. Yung Won and Chun Cotton are no less. Tiger uniform Yang sword of master. It's a great way to combine attacks. And then rushed to attack the enemy with incredible speed. It's like a tiger crouching. Prepare to pounce on the prey. Ger's own glowed brightly. I've never seen it before. Since when has the urge been so strong? Even Kim Long. You can't stop that one blow. This is the result during the SAO retreat. White sky with sword and yang hand, shaped like a tiger's claw. Continuous and relentless attacks. You shine with the blue light sweeping through. Just like the sharp thin thread. White sky is constantly attacking every time there's an explosion. The wind is blowing like a thunderstorm preparing to come. Shoot the umbrellas to tear the world apart. Since when has that child reached this stage? Brother watched the elder widen his eyes follow. But the horse rises. The elder of Sannam still retain a certain bass expression like a jelly table. Below the ring, the audience is equally nervous. China cotton track battle. Little martial arts of Bak theme. Unconsciously pull the shirt of the boy next door. Call Fan Min. That urge is overwhelming. Master is putting Kim Long in a corner. Unconscious buttock pulls sleeve from Chun Cotton. Slightly startled, you indifferently said, I know. Maybe this momentum will win. The bell hesitated to say. The enemy kept sighing and wagging his forehead. To shatter the memory of the Chinese cotton and answer. There's no such thing. If you have to fight them, the enemy will know who wins, who lost. The sound of the bell makes a sound. I haven't hit it at all. The brother watched as he walked. That face looks like the face of a man. There's a good chance of winning. Chinese cotton, white sky with sweaty face. Heavy breathing. How tired and helpless you look. Layer of smoke billowing. It's like a curtain of teeth covering Kim Long. Save all. He still has a bass expression. There doesn't seem to be a deep impression. With what just happened. At SAO is finally at SAO. The Lord asks a very big question. A powerful tornado, now we're almost. The Kim Long flight. The white sky makes the cyclone fly further. Kim Long dodged quite 7 hopes. Why is it so? You keep attacking. But the result is still the same. That makes any AI uncomfortable. That superficial look and act. showing a strange contempt. No matter how hard you try, you can't touch an opponent's hair. The white man wanted to cut him from behind. The result is still unsuccessful. Kim Long just crouched slightly behind him. It was safe to pass. You have to back off a bit. Aesthetic white sky is finally at SAO. Kim Long still hasn't changed that move. Just like he did, to make it clear that he doesn't need speed to fight you. It's finally SAO. Why can't you touch him? Why can't you? What is it? It's like looking at a cliff. So high up in the sky, a cliff that I dare not climb, nor dare to overcome. So far my efforts, the time I spend, it's all in vain. The white sky fades so sadly you haven't given up. There is hope for our own paths. The sword is more than made. Constantly slashing towards Kim Long frequency. And it didn't even tear his shirt. White sky finds it more aggressive. It's like it's a knife, stabbing it in your conscience. Because he is too strong. Or are you too weak? You can't touch your opponent. Let's not say we won him. You're mad with all your guts. He was holding a wooden sword in his hand. Give it a flow of energy. Until now, I saw Kim draw his sword. Good posture. In the blink of an eye, they were done. It was the first blow of both. The final result is something that AI can predict. Kim Long of the South, or the white sky of Hua Sect, just saw the white sky turn up a painful sound. Two eyes white, wild mouth, effervescent mouth. Unsteady feet on the floor. When did the sword of air fall apart? Kim Long came closer. He put the sword closer to the white man. The white sky did not answer or say. The arrogant young man laughed at him and said, "Have fun." White sky's scowl has turned around. I haven't had time to curse him yet. Suddenly, he threw his sword. Stabbed directly into the back of Bythene kneeling in front of him. You're shivering. Falling face to the ground. Not only that, Kim Long uses his feet, step on the opponent's wound. Trampled without mercy. He yelled at the idiot. You think to practice the cat-scratching martial arts of paint. Then you can touch a hair on a person. Use that body and feel it. That's how stupid you are. He is beating the wooden sword for you. It makes you throw 8 feet away. Body full of wounds. White sky bite the teeth endure. I think that gap has narrowed. But it's not. The will tells you not to give up. The body raised a white flag to surrender. Tried to hold back the sword. Only the back of the hand. Stand up. You take your limp steps up. This Kim Long by name is stitching more procrastination. He rushed forward like an arrow. Give the enemy a blow. I want to take down the board right now. He deliberately hated people. He dodged the sword of white heaven. He can easily hit and his weaknesses. White sky like a fish on a chopping board. You're screaming now. There's only one loose hour. But why even touch him? I can't do that either. That's it. But your will is not inferior to any AI. Although they almost lost, you try not to bow down to the enemy. 2 hands trembling 07 like living dogs. Take a breath and scream. He shrugged his feet to Kim Long. It's a weak sword. The second generation of disciples. It's easy to understand what the next outcome is. You hear a fatal blow to the acupressure from the Kim Long floor. People sitting outside are worried about you. But burying your feet doesn't help. Fresh blood was spilled on the floor. White sky lying motionless on the edge of the ring. After a while you get up again. Here's blood, bad, Kim Long said sarcastically too. Standing is difficult and the gas is still in the air. But you can only come here. My whole life don't expect to cut my shirt. White sky is screaming for Sao. He answered loudly. That's a slow-witted guy. I said that, and you still don't understand why. The difference between your paint and the South sent us. It's too big. Kim Long wants the whole world to hear. He grinned tirelessly. Jaw. With the martial arts, nothing of flower paint. Then Sao can be the opponent of the South. 100 years, no. Even if thousands of years pass, it will be the same. If you want to catch up with me, now leave Hoa Sun immediately, and it is still time. There's no future in this place. To stay in this broken school, it only makes you laughed at by others. The 10 fingers of Bak Thien grip the ground. You say it ostentatiously. I'll never leave this place. I'm certain. The breath of the white sky, it makes the viewer breathe. Your voice is filled with pride. I am a disciple of Hoa Sun. Kim Long laughed. He said, of course. That's what a macho man is. But that. He held the sword in his hand. Use it through the opponent. Keep talking even if it is. Then I have no intention of taking it easy. I guess I said this a little late. White had long ago slammed his back to the floor. Maybe I can't think much anymore. The paint crew rushed back. They're confused. I want to check on my brother. The broken body. That's enough to make people feel sorry. They're substituting for the white part. This is not too much. This is martial arts. In the martial arts, you can hurt your opponent so easily. There is no such law. Kim Long replied proudly, because it's billion martial arts. That's how it ended. In my hand is a real sword. Then do you know how he became Ra now? Don't be so angry, I'm surprised. Who knew he was so weak? I thought a little bit. He will also stop my opponent. I'm sorry to judge your brother a little. He just put his hand on his chest, slightly bent head. I'm sorry, they're actually contemptuous. You gritted your teeth. Turn your voice down to your friend. Take your brother to the pharmacy. When they took him away, he stood up and said, some kind of skillful Dharma sword of the South. I also want to try it once. Kim Long laughed and said, what's so hard about that? He glanced at the Korean. Let him open his eyes. Outside the waiting chair, a guy with a ponytail on the floor. Yes, brother. This guy looks kind of cool on your face. is to be humble, is to be brave. Seconds later, his face swelled up,